This is John Porai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and you might know Incredibly Average if you've been following Depp vs. Heard on YouTube, on social media. He's also known as Brian McPherson on Twitter, and I personally think he's got the best videos ever on the case. So let's check out this tweet by him, and I think it's really important to keep in mind. And, you know, it points out something that unfortunately will be somewhat of an advantage for Amber for certain people. So he says, the current tactic of gaslighting using media outlets and platforms is an attempt to convince everyone that no matter what you learn about Amber Heard in the coming weeks, she has dealt with too much already and should be immune from any public demands for accountability. No thanks. So basically, what he's saying is there are going to be some people who put her feelings over the facts. And that's not what should be done. Forget about her abuse from 2009. Forget about the perjuries she committed in the UK, in Australia. Forget about the DUI. Forget about everything. It's her feelings. She's been through so much. Oh no. Having said that, unfortunately, there will be some people who will be thinking like that. The facts and evidence just won't get in their head because a lot of people these days have this scale of feelings where they think feelings are a very important thing. Now, feelings are important, but in this context, they're not. We're trying to prove something. Defamation and abuse and how Johnny and Amber feel are fine to think about in your private moments. If you care about it, that's cool. But you can't make a decision based on that as far as what you think happened in reality. Feelings are separate from what happened physically and in real life. And by the way, Brian does pretty damn good here on Twitter. This has got almost 2,000 likes and over 500 retweets. To put this in perspective, he's got about 15,000 followers, or 16 or something, and Eve Barlow, who's a cheerleader for Amber Heard, tweets out and gets like 50 retweets and 50 likes with 44,000 followers. Not trying to make it a competition, but you could see where the interest is at. You could see where the public opinion is agreeing. And I read a lot of this thread, and I picked out a few comments that I like. Well, I liked most of them. I mean, that I liked that were good to talk about. Alright, so Fiona says, that's a hard note from me when it comes to that mentality. No one should be, under any circumstances, immune from accountability. No one telling the truth should be afraid of being examined under the microscope, only those with something to hide. Obviously, that's exactly right. She tried to have the case dismissed. She doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to do it, wants to get away from it. So that really shows that she is probably hiding something, more than one thing, probably a few things. That's something that's factual that hopefully the large majority of people will understand. Me@me.com says, I fear it will work because she is a woman. The press want any excuse to support her and smear Johnny, and they control their narrative. We must be louder. And that too, it's not only about who's right and who's wrong, it's about what gets more attention, what's more interesting for the general fan to read and wonder about. So that's gonna hurt it, of course. Johnny Depp is pretty much one of the biggest names ever in Hollywood and media, so they're gonna use that any way they can. But if they find that they're getting better ads and better feedback from their accountants and things as far as what's going on and profit margins, then they'll just go with whoever. With a few exceptions, of course, who already have narratives set. These are her last few desperate days before her downfall, and let's hope that's correct. And this one here I find to be interesting too. I kind of don't think it's correct. I don't think what this person is scared of will work. Need to be on the outlook for infiltrations. It would be a classic move for some YouTuber to come along all interested in justice for Johnny Depp, get community cred, be somewhat neutral at the beginning, and then sway to H's side, bringing newcomers along. I'm getting paranoid. I guess the theory is the YouTuber would come in and act like they're reporting facts, make a 180, and then they'd support Amber. I just don't feel like this could work so well because when you watch channels, you just don't see support for Amber. Now, I know there's going to be more channels popping up, but historically, this just does not work. There's just not too much you can say to defend a lot of the things she did. I'd be more scared of already established channels taking Amber's side when the thing starts that already have a huge following and can sway some minds, and not necessarily new channels popping up. Unless that's what they meant. The wording isn't quite clear here. For some YouTuber to come along, meaning established already, or make a new channel. Whatever it is, I just don't see it working so much. And I'm pretty paranoid, I'm pretty worried. I'm a little nervous about the case and everything, but nah, I think we're good here. Anyway, always great to see Brian tweeting. You guys, of course, let me know what you think down below. Consider subscribing, and if you don't subscribe, well, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. We're done here for now. See you next time.